So, if you saw yesterday's episode, you freaking saw. We are not doing that shit again. That was freaking...
Let's just hope the casino doesn't, like, corrupt again.
Well, I'm just gonna hit everything in one go from here. Now, what last episode was supposed to be titled is what this episode is going to be titled. Emergence, Metamorphosis, whatever the actual title is, right?
Okay.
So to sum up what the topic from last time, I got really freaking frustrated that people like to kind of gatekeep content because they decided it was too disturbing for the world. Even though it freaking exists, it's so freaking frustrating to me. Because, like, different people are going to be difficult to... I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Anyway, what's the content?
The content is... Well, it's actually not... Here's the thing. This factors in a little bit. Because it wasn't explained to me in an honest way. And what I mean by that is somebody said that, like, Emergence... I'm just going to call it Emergence. Somebody said that Emergence was a manga about a girl who was abused, quote, in every way possible.
Okay.
Before she kills herself at the end.
Okay.
So I said, that sounds freaking awful. I'm curious. And I went to check it out. Ooh, 44.
Bobby pin!
Oh, whoops, I missed it. I'm sorry, thank you. So I went to check it out.
Fuck, that bobby pin fucked us.
Yeah, it did, dude. What? Oh, hold on, let me just drop that. What do we have these? Oh, right, because we have to... let's stitch that. Alright. So I got curious, and I went to read the manga. Turns out it's not a manga about a girl who was abused in every way possible who kills herself at the end. It's a hentai.
Oh my god.
But it's a hentai about a girl who was abused in every way possible and then kills herself at the end. So, I mean to say it's dishonest in that, like, the framing of this abuse is always sexual, right? And not to say that it's like, oh, that's fine, that's okay. But more of that, it's so cartoonishly freaking ridiculous, because it's freaking...
It's fetish shit.
It's a fetish. So it's so cartoonishly ridiculous that it doesn't... It really doesn't read as a tragedy. It reads as, like, freaking, like... This is somebody's fetish.
I remember I was looking for horror anime to watch, and I had a coworker that said, go ahead, and this is before I understood what titles were for, like, I didn't understand the naming conventions.
Yeah, so you didn't know that the longer ones were to be avoided?
Yeah, so she said, Devil is a Part-Timer had some really scary stuff in the first episode. That one's a horror. Go check it out. I said...
Okay. I'm in the market for some horror.
I like Devil. So...
Devil man!
Oh, God. That's another fetish thing.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
But people jack it off.
Okay.
Fucking... The story makes no fucking sense. Anyway. I turned it on, and for those of you that don't know or can't figure it out from the title, the devil is teleported from medieval time to modern time and has to get a part-time job and is accused of being a weirdo cosplayer. Because he's like, bow to me, and they're like, you're a fucking weeb.
I wish.
And then he has to, like, work at a restaurant or something to make money. Ha-ha!
Well, you didn't explain the horror part, dude.
Because there wasn't one. I think there was, like, one scene where somebody's throat gets cut.
In the first episode?
Yeah. Like, before he teleports.
Whoa!
That bitch was dumb. I just want to...
Yeah, she
like,
really
reiterate
was.
that.
I freaking hated her.
I met a lot of dumb bitches working at that restaurant. But anyway. That's the feeling I get when I think of being, you know, a piece of media being misrepresented to me.
Yes.
It irritates the fuck out of me. Like, Eye Patch Wolf talked about...
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice having so much subtext.
Gay subtext.
Gay subtext. Sir, when one character approaches another character in the public bathhouse
Fully nude.
fully nude, and then stands up and puts his dick in that character's face, that's not subtext. That's just fucking gay.
That's just text. And that text says penis.
I was happy for gay, but I was hoping it was a little more subtle. That was like anti-subtle. That's the only beef I've ever had with Eye Patch Wolf, but I hold it against him.
It's really freaking... It's really annoying the way he sensationalizes things. I don't know if he still does it, but back when I was watching it, like when I stopped watching him, I just got freaking sick of him sensationalizing everything he talked about. As if it was the most meaningful piece of media ever to exist. And then when I went and listened to a Super Best Friends cast, that's how long ago this was.
Wow.
They talked about how, like... He got into an argument with, like, I think it was Liam or somebody.
Jeez.
They were saying, like, Eye Patch was saying there's no point in making a show or something if you don't have anything to say. And...
He loves Hunter x Hunter!
But, in fact, his whole channel
was
birthed to tell either Pat or Wooly that they were wrong.
They're not. Oh, fuck, that's funny. I don't remember what our fucking choices were.
Don't worry, I got this one.
Speech! Speech!
Let's try to hit 50 before we get to the...
Yeah.
Damn! Talking about things with you in the NCR. Cool. Goodbye. Alright.
And we gotta make sure they don't die.
We don't. We just gotta talk to Lieutenant Hayes or whatever his name is
We'll
out there.
tell him that they're not gonna kill him because they surrendered.
Yep. And then he'll be like, "Could I honor the deal?" And you're like, "Yes. If you're not a little weaselly bitch." And he says, "Okay, I'm not a weasel."
Okay, I just want to make sure that we keep that
Actually,
relationship.
speaking of weasels, have we yet talked about the Zootopia comic that we read, since we're talking about hentai?
Are we fucking talking about hentai?
Well, I there's one more thing I wanted to say about it.
Well, finish what you're saying about that.
Okay. So, yeah, that was a really freaking messed up manga. I ended up reading most of it. So I was able to I was really interested in its premise at the start. Freaking everything else.
Barter. 5. And then put a fucking medicine.
Medicine? Where's medicine? There it is.
I should have did luck pick just to make it a 5. What did we pick?
Shotgun surgeon.
Okay, cool.
Alright, cool.
Bless.
Uh,
Save.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quick save.
There you go.
And then I'm gonna hard save. New save. Saving. Save. Okay.
Bless.
Woo!
Whee!
Anytime this game is doing anything, hold your breath.
Yeah.
Don't breathe while this game is on.
So you're interested in the story?
Yeah,
Premise.
I was really interested in the premise, because it starts out about this girl who's just, like, freaking miserable, and she didn't mean to, but she kind of socially isolated herself, and throughout all of middle school, right? But then when high school started, she got really lonely, and so she's like, I want to make friends. She goes and she talks to her mom, and she's like, how do you do makeup? And her mom's like, oh! And so I was like, this is a half-decent setup for a story. Like, she's going to try to get friends, and it's like, oh man, I changed myself to be what they wanted, and they didn't want me. No, they really like her. People really like her. Like, day one of her getting made up and dolled up, right?
Yes.
Everybody's like, whoa, she's hot! And freaking, like, people are talking to her, inviting her out. She just looks like a more sociable girl.
Fuck!
What?
Sorry, I left my fucking yarn bag at work. Excuse me.
So sorry for your... truly sorry for your
No,
loss.
you know how much I could have gotten
No,
done
no,
this
no, no,
fucking
no.
weekend?
I
I'm gonna
know.
have to go up there and get it because
I know
fuck.
what you're talking about. I'm actually headed that way. Might be headed that way soon, so I can pick it up for you if you want.
Please.
Okay. But anyway...
Sorry, go on. I just...
Yo, hey. To quote myself, in the words of that guy that's in the background of Juicy, the whole frickin' song... It's all good.
Unless I threw it in the back of the car.
I did see a bag in the car, so... like, between episodes, we'll just...
Alright, please go on about the hentai.
Okay, well, alright.
So she's hot?
Well, everybody's like, oh, you're cute. And then she goes and she's like, oh, maybe I should buy clothes. I ought to look up a fashion magazine because I don't know what fashion is. So she goes to get a fashion magazine, and this dude frickin' waltzes up, and he's like, hey, That's some good taste you got there. Freaking damn, that scared the shit out of me again. So he buys the magazine for her, and he's like, hey, yo, wait for me outside while I buy this magazine. And she says, okay. He called me cute. Does this mean I'm a regular girl now? And then
Aw.
he invites her out to do karaoke, and they have a date.
Aww.
And she's like, oh my god, he's so handsome. And then freaking...
Then he does weird shit.
They're just like doing karaoke, and she's like, oh my god, he's such a great singer. This guy's freaking awesome. And then he gives her a cup. And she's
No.
like, is this alcohol? And he's like, it's more like juice.
No.
And then she drinks it, and she's like, oh, this shit slaps, yo.
Did he put something in it?
No.
Okay. Camp Golf. Sorry, it
Camp
made me
Golf.
laugh.
This place
Last
is awesome.
time? Okay.
I just like, this is the big, actually, real quick fun fact about this whole area, this is the largest area in the game. It had to be shrunk down multiple times because the engine couldn't handle it.
It's a really cool place.
Yeah, a lot of bugs had to do with this place. So this guy frickin', he's like, hey, I'm gonna start touching your butt, lady. She's like, frickin', whoa. But this is my boyfriend, right?
Oh, what the fuck?
Right? And so, like, that kind of goes on. And then he puts a drug on his tongue, and then he kisses her, and it's all gross and, like, slimy. And it's at this point that I'm like, maybe this is going in a direction that I might not be familiar with. Like,
Yeah, you're like, should I start skipping?
I was like, yeah, there's a lot of slime in these mouths. and so it, like, it kind of continues on, and it's like, yeah, he drugs her, and then bad things.
Yeah.
But it's that typical Japanese response of just, like, horrible things are happening, but I like it, though!
Oh, God.
And it becomes that, basically. He also freaking totally because, like, I mean, I just start freaking scrolling at this point, because there's not going to be, like, I'll like, stop
There's
to read...
not essential dialogue there.
Yeah, I'll stop to read the dialogue that was her thoughts, because, like, her thoughts are written in black, and they don't have an outline.
Okay.
So I'll stop to read that because that's going to be the plot relevant dialogue. But if I see like a circle with 2 letters in it, that's not going to have anything relevant. So I just freaking skipped it, right? Freaking find my way to the bottom of this freaking thing, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to snap a picture of you, quick. And then he freaking leaves.
What the fuck?
He's like, hey, you better get out of here because we're gonna pay for the room and we're gonna leave. I was like, well, huh? Why would she? What is this? Freaking, she leaves, and she goes home, and she's just like, I can't tell my mom what I was doing today. And I was like, okay, good, yeah, let's treat this with some gravity. Nope. She starts seeing him regularly. Ish. After freaking doing sex to old, gross Japanese men for money. So she becomes a prostitute.
So why are you telling me this?
Because it was sold to me as a sad story about...
Yeah, it's
like,
sad, alright. It's pretty sorry.
A girl's downfall, about like how her life just frickin' falls apart in every way it could. But no, it's a frickin' fetish book!
You know better than to trust people.
But it was like, everybody was like, this is, oh, whoa, you gotta protect your purity. And I was like, frickin'... Is this like people who are freaking out about Berserk? It might be. I haven't taken a gamble like this in like 10 years.
Things have gotten worse, not better.
I know now. But I was just like, I need to see how this ends. So I scrolled through like 2 more chapters, and then her dad gets involved.
No!
It's bad. Like I said, it's not nothing. It's bad, but it's framed as a fetish, so it's like, it's not as heavy as it should be. So, the way the story ends is she's pregnant.
With who?
You roll the dice. She's pregnant. Also, she's by this point she's a drugged up prostitute, so she's got like ink on her chest and like on her neck and on her arm.
Oh, like that crackhead we saw last night at the pizza joint?
Yeah. Who also had a baby.
Holding that baby like a fucking bag of rice.
Yeah, she was holding that baby like a bag of dog food. Hucked him over her shoulder and just freaking was just like, yeah.
No, she had him like hooked on one arm, and he just kind of was like folded.
She was holding him like a freaking purse. You're just choking on that.
On air.
Right. So she's pregnant, right? So these teenagers show by this point.
I'm not dying. Shut up.
I think you waved me on to keep going.
No, go on. I was yelling at the cat.
By this point, right, she's made mad money selling herself, right? Like, mad money. And she's trying to, like, she's like, no, I'm gonna stop using, I'm gonna get this stuff right for the baby, right? Mm-hmm. So she's trying her best to, like, build her child a life. But she can't stop using the drugs.
She loves them!
And so these teenagers show up while she's putting the last of the money that she earned.
God damn it.
While she's putting it away, these teenagers show up and they beat the freaking shit out of her.
Where is she putting it away?
She's putting it away in a bag, in a... You know those, like, you know that scene from, Men in Black 2 where they go into the subway? Mm-hmm. And there's, like, the, what's it called? The lockers.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
She's putting the money away in a bag in one of those.
Okay.
And it's underground, so it's, like, isolated.
Great.
So nobody's gonna break into it. So these teenagers show up and they beat the shit out of her, right? They're like,
take her money.
They're stomping on her stomach.
Oh my god!
And they're like kicking her in the frickin' chest. All the while she's just like, ugh! And I'm like, seriously? You can't even put that shit on hold for this?
No, she has to make the ahagao face while she's...
They're even talking about it. They're like, why is she getting off to this? We're literally beating the shit out of her.
Wait, they acknowledge how weird it is?
Yes! I don't oh, wait, we were supposed to... Whoops. I don't understand why this was framed as something terrible when it's like, it's built with so much, like, frickin'... So much of a fence around it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she ends up frickin', like, bleeding everywhere, and it's like, yeah, yes, she did lose the baby, they beat the baby out of her.
Yeah.
So she's, like, bloodied, they took her money, and they walk away talking about, let's go get some drugs. They're not that, like, blatant with it, but that's what they're gonna go do.
Yeah, score!
Yes, I think somebody actually says that. Like, they walk away saying, like, let's get some good shit. And then she's, like, standing there bleeding, and she's like, it's okay. This is okay. And I was like, oh, why does this have moments?
I guess those moments are enough for everybody to be like, oh,
so
it's so sad.
This dude walks up, this, like, businessman dude, and he's like, huh? He looks over at her, and then he walks away.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, freaking, that's a good touch. Like, she can't get no help. Oh, no. Ah, that was Victor.
Who?
Victor, the robot. He's gonna come talk to us. No! Don't halt my movement!
Did he say fuck you?
No, he was like, here's your radio, you helped us.
Oh, right. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the monorail.
Monorail!
Let's let this one run a little long so that we can get to the monorail.
Yeah, we're going to. We'll probably cut it down.
Maybe. But, so she wanders into a bathroom and she's like, I don't have anything anymore. I'm sorry I couldn't be your mother. She's like touching her stomach. I'm like, whoa! Where did all this shit come from? Where was all this heavy dialogue like 10 seconds ago?
The fact that they're switching between tones of like, look, she loves getting the shit beat out of her, and then
the consequences of her being beaten while pregnant.
But I am a human.
Yes.
I'm not just a fetish character.
So she freaking injects the last of her drugs.
Into her belly?
Into her arm.
Okay.
And she's like, haha.
Is she OD?
And she, like, it's got this really good panel of her, like, with really weak lines. So it's like she's fading out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is actually really... This guy's a good storyteller. Why did he do this?
Because people would buy that.
I think it's like a webcomic. It was free.
Oh. Probably just to get attention. He might actually do something worthwhile now.
Well, I ain't checking it out. So, frickin'... It, like, snaps. Like, there's, like, a single panel that just has the word mommy in it. And then it just snaps to a woman sitting on a bench in a park. And a little girl runs up and she's like, you alright? You're spacing out again. She's like, oh, sorry. I was just thinking about something from a long time ago. See, I didn't like myself very much when I was younger. She's like, why? And she doesn't quite explain it, but she, like, explains it to a child, right?
Yeah.
And the little girl is like, well, we still have each other, Mama. And it was, like, a really sweet scene of her talking to this little girl, and she's like, ever since I had you, things have been better. And I was like, whoa. Oh, no.
Is that the future she never got to have, or...?
The last panel is her broken glasses on the floor of the subway bathroom with the dialogue, I'm glad I got to be your mother.
That's fucked up.
That's freaking good.
That's good.
So the very ending is freaking ace. It's like you just cut out all the fetish shit and you've got a freaking mean story.
Well, you know the saying in the anime community, I don't know if there's actually a saying, but what I've found to be the case is, I'm just gonna ignore that shit because I like what else is in it.
Okay. So here's a little thing for you. So that is a freaking depressing ending.
Yeah.
Because like I said, her father gets involved, right?
That's awful.
That's awful. Her mom finds out and her dad blames her. And her mom kicks her out.
Yep.
Which is why she ends up with the boyfriend guy.
Yep.
And she ends up selling herself.
Yep. That is common.
That's what I'm freaking talking about. It's like this could have been a good story, but for whatever reason they turned it into a freaking fetish thing.
They just can't help it, dude.
Japan really can't help themselves sometimes. Anyway, freaking all that, right?
Mm.
All this heavy storytelling and all this really mean freaking story beats and stuff, and really good dialogue in places that like really, really paints this situation as dire. Like, really freaking desperate. Like, girls start making fun of her because just random dudes in school are taking advantage of her because somebody took a picture of her leaving a love hotel.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you want me to keep this a secret? We're gonna freaking...
They blackmail her.
You gotta do sex to me. Oh, I'll delete that video of you doing sex to me if you do sex to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, freaking, this is a spiral of bad that is then freaking kicked in the balls when it's painted as a fetish.
Because she's like, oh!
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, because that was too depressing of a story for some people to just leave that shit out on, the guy came through and he made like a single page more that was like, hi, I'm the character. This was all for porn.
Wow, totally undercut any meaning it might have had.
Yup. She miscarried a child. She was beaten to death. She OD'd, and she fantasized raising her daughter to live a life she didn't have to be afraid of. Oops. I accidentally stole everything out of that soda. Whatever, you do that.
Yes, Kiki would steal soda. We talked about this.
Kiki, in fact, has stolen soda.
No.
From me. I have not been attacked. This is good. Okay, good. Didn't leave McCarran. Oh, wait, I gotta pass that guy.
I will suggest, trigger warning at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, well,
just because there's a lot of shit.
I guess just throw it at the front, just like...
Yes.
Very heavy episode.
Yeah.
Because, I want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
I will respect other people's boundaries, because I fully understand, like... We've got our traumas, you know. We've got things that we just can't hang with.
Yeah.
But for my money, it's really not a good idea to hide from that. However,
But you come to this show maybe to unwind, and this was a very strange episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, the topics got a little heavy, but they usually do in times. Sometimes. But what I mean is I really don't like to censor that kind of dialogue. More of like, hey, this shit's gonna get heavy. Brace yourself for this. Or skip it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's not censoring. We're not fucking deleting the episode.
No.
I'm blurting things out.
What I'm saying is I was listening to a video of a guy doing a true crime podcast. Excuse me, I was listening to a true crime podcast, and the guy kept saying unalived and R-word. R-worded.
Okay. I understand the sentiment. However, if you're listening to true crime...
That's no. That's what I'm on about.
That's what. No, I get it.
I'm not arguing against that.
No. I'm with you. Is what I'm saying. That's so fucking weird to me. Whatever floats your boat, guys. We ain't got that kind of work on us.
Yeah.
Like, we say stupid shit.
We talk about our histories.
We talk about poop and our shitty parents and whatever. But this one I will say needs a disclaimer. Fuck.
It's fine.
Oh.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I'm unfiltered, man. I'll just say whatever." It's like, no, you're not. No, you won't. You just you found a situation in which you could feel superior to somebody, and you're gonna flex that because you're a freaking idiot.
Do me a favor and save.
I'm gonna save right now. Right now. Then I'm gonna hard save again. Another hard save. Whew. Anyway, so that's why you should never trust anybody. And that
Never trust a recommendation from a stranger.
No, never trust somebody when they say, "Oh, this is too dark. This is too bad. It's too sad and evil and dark." It's like
People would say that about Sword Art Online, I'm sure.
people have said that about Sword Art Online. That's what I was talking about. That was the example I wanted to get at in the last episode. Oh my god, next time on Art of Mashing, we're back.
Yeah, we did it, guys. I think we fixed the game.